fleet of about 135 trucks, and of that group right now, 28 are CNG, and by the end of 2014, between 35 and 40 will be. Our goal is over the next 3 to 5 years to have all our pickups to be CNG. That would make us clearly the largest landscape company in the state of Wisconsin that has a CNG fleet, largest fleet number for the state, and possibly the largest across the board CNG fleet in the state of Wisconsin. And this is important to us because CNG will allow us to level out the spikes that have been consistent within our petroleum supply, and hopefully that will lead to better bottom line numbers for us.
Now for alternative fuel vehicles, we currently have our trucks, our 28 pickup trucks that run on compressed natural gas, and we have 10 more slated to be done hopefully by the end of this year. But other vehicles that we have that run alternative fuels we have a bunch of hybrids, Prius hybrids, and this is actually our second round of Prius hybrids that we have had. We started them in 2006, and then we purchased 13 of them then, and we just purchased 13 more this year. So those are our two main forms of alternative fuel vehicles. Currently, we're implementing just our trucks that run on CNG, our 3/4 ton and 1 ton pickup trucks, and we've had great luck with all of them. We also use alternative fuels for our mowers. We use Exmark propane mowers that come straight from the factory with the Kohler EFI engine on them, and we found that those get about 40% better fuel economy than the carbureted engines do. So we're trying to hit it from all different aspects on our trucks and our mowers, because the trucks are a huge point of what we have for fuel savings, but the mowers are another large factor in also being able to save fuel. So we're just really trying to hit it from both ends of it. My technicians have not noticed any difference in working on any alternative fueled vehicles. The only thing that we have noticed in general is that when it got really cold this past winter, is that one of our manufacturers of the kits tended to freeze up at the regulators, and we had issues with them running on CNG when it was bitterly cold. They have since changed out the regulators on those, and we have not noticed any problems from those. And I think, if anything, it's more of a trial and error. We knew we would have some issues coming into it with the CNG vehicles. There's going to be little glitches that are going to happen, but as long as the manufacturers are able to work through them, we find that more than acceptable, and they have worked through that. Other than that, we have noticed no other issues having to work on them.
There's really not anything that's impeding us from expanding into the CNG market other than cost at this point. We're working with Gain, a division of U.S. Oil, and we're going to be putting up a fuel station on our site that they maintain, but that will allow us to have access to fuel, both fast and slow fill, right on our property, which is really important when you have a fleet as large as we do to eliminate wasted labor. So that's a great benefit to us. Hopefully that'll be up by the end of August or so in 2015. And really that supply has really been the only impediment to us in the last 10, 15 years. And hopefully that's going to be sorted out. I mean, cost is still a factor, but we are in this for the long term and believe that there'll still be some significant spikes in the cost of petroleum as demand increases for it, and hopefully we'll be able to eliminate that as a problem for us by then. I kind of smirked and laughed, but a perfect example of what it did for us today is that we had a gentleman that was speaking today about what you need to do to have a CNG compliant maintenance facility, and we're building a 2,500 square foot facility, and it was really nice to be able to compare notes, and frankly in our case we're doing everything correctly, so that's good. There's a lot of technical resources that present at these that you learn something every time you're here, and that's all you can really ask when you go to one of these, is that you learn something new each and every time you show up.